Go.
My name is James Dorrough. I was born in a fairly religious home. My mom was Mormon. My dad was kind of a mediocre Christian, I guess. And my experience in Mormonism came a little bit late in life. I did go to church with my neighbors who were LDS when I was quite young, 5 years old, and we went fairly regularly. My parents split up when I was about 11, and that's when I really started to take seriously who God is. I wasn't really interested too much in making a big search. I was pretty much convinced that Mormonism was true at the time, and so I started talking about my mom, and she said, well, I'll call the missionaries. And I was like, oh, that's fine, you can do that, but I'm just ready to go anyway. The missionaries came over, and I think it took about 3 lessons, and I was ready to be baptized. My uncle came up from Oregon, and he baptized me. And I went fairly regularly, but being my religious experience and my parents not very active, my neighbors became inactive. I soon became inactive after that. And it was about, I always knew one day I was going to serve God, even though I was inactive. But one day in a future time, when I had got my flesh, all the things I wanted to do in the flesh taken care of, things that I thought at that time as a teenager were important, and get those out of my way. Once I got those out of my way, then I would serve God, and of course that meant being active in the Mormon faith. I met my wife, and we started dating. She had 2 children, and we started talking about marriage, and so now was the time to get serious about my faith, and we started going to Mormon church. And she said that she would go to church with me, but she would never be a Mormon. Her cousin, who was Mormon, had a prophecy that she would marry a Mormon one day. So this kind of looked like a fulfillment of that prophecy. And I thought in my heart, yeah, you don't believe right now, but God will convince you. So we started going to church. And since I was deciding to dedicate my life to God, the music that I was listening to was improper for a man of God to listen to. So I changed my music, feeling that I probably wouldn't find a Mormon radio station in the area that I lived in. I decided I'd find a Christian radio station, listen to Christian music. That would be good. It would be about God. So I tuned into the AM dial, feeling that would be the place I'd most likely find a Christian radio station, and just started at the front and just went station to station until I found something about God, and it was a Christian talk station. And I thought, well, at least they're talking about the Bible, so I can learn more about the Bible on commuting to work. About this time, I ran into a program called the Bible Answer Man, and when I heard the Bible Answer Man, I was in awe that somebody would call themselves the Bible Answer Man. I thought that just that title, this guy has to be arrogant, and I'm going to listen to him, and I'm going to find his where he's contradicting himself. And so I listened regularly every day to that program, looking for the discrepancies, and he never had them. And he just came up with some incredible answers, and he knew the Bible really well, and I was really impressed by his knowledge. He could cite a verse, he could give a teaching on a particular verse, and I was amazed. And one day he started talking about Mormonism. And so I listened to that, and I was thinking to myself when he was talking about it, Mormons don't believe in that. But he had references, and he had books that he would quote out of. And so that really started my investigation. What do you truly believe? And then he started talking about Jesus and how Jesus died for my sins. And if I just simply believe in him, I can see eternal life. And I went, that's what I need. That's what I want. And so somewhere along the time, I can't say a specific date, but somewhere along the time, driving down the road, he offered the sinner's prayer, and I said, that's what I need. And I said the sinner's prayer. Started looking for a new church, and wound up at a wonderful Bible-believing church, and my life's never been the same. And, I can agree with what other Mormons have said, how they have this burden, a heavy weight on their shoulders, and when I received Jesus Christ, that weight was lifted, and it's never come back.
Did you end up marrying the girl?
I did end up marrying the girl.
Awesome.
And it's been 13 years.
Yeah.
And we've been married for 13.5 years.
Great. Well, thanks a lot, Jim.